Greetings everyone, how are we all doing? This is the one I bought yesterday and it came in that package, and I just checked the listing and it does say spares or repair. So when I tried the battery in, I thought, does it work? And of course it does work, but it is frozen. So if you watched yesterday's video, this came through the post. I tried a battery in, it came on, but that's it. No, if you press the buttons, nothing is responsive. So the is actually frozen, and it's not only the buttons are not non-working or there's no responding from the watch. The display is also frozen. Nothing is happening at all, which is really odd. Now, why can that happen? What's the reason for that? All sorts. It could be a manufacturing issue. So someone may have bought this watch years ago, and because it's in great condition, found there's an issue and never used it. It could be the PCB board has an issue. The best way to go around this is to take it apart, clean the PCB board back and all the little terminals, put it back, and then try it. If that doesn't work, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So let me stop yabbiting and let's open this up. Do you like this, by the way? It's so beautiful. Right, let me get my little screwdriver. Let's get this open. And I'm sure we can do something. And even if we couldn't, I do have a spare PCB board for this. But I like to fix things. So let's get this open. We're going to get this here as well. This here. By the way, I bought, when you're in this Casio game like I am, I like things to be original. So not having the correct straps on watches just does my head in. So today I found a ton of old Casio straps. Where's that pin gone? Which is I wouldn't say it was dead cheap, but if I was to put it in another way, I had to buy all of them because I don't know when I will see them again. Let me just make sure this battery is actually fine. Of course it is. Yeah. Don't know what I was saying now. Right, let's take this apart. Now this here has clips on it, I think. Yes, it has. And they are, let me show you these clips. I don't know if you can see it. It's in there right at the base. And you got to go in there and flick that little clip over. The only thing you can do is use a pin. But can you hear a little clicking noise? It's an absolute bloody pain. The only way to do this, I think, is I'm going to put the pin in like this. Release the clip. And then raise it up without dropping it back down. Oh, bloody hell. It is a bit of a pain in the arse because there's another one here. So you really got to do them both together. But it's a bit challenging. What I like to do is, once you've done one side, just to stop it going down, just put your finger in it. And then when you release the other clip, and if you can find it, that is, you stick a little pin in there. Oh my God, this is... When I get these apart, I like to check, has anyone taken this apart before? And it doesn't look like it. Look how great that... it just shows you, by the way, this has not had much use, because when a watch has had use, you do get some dead skin around here, and you really haven't got anything. And if you look inside here as well, let me show you this. Where's the pin thing? So a good indication to tell you whether a watch has been used or not, like heavily used, I mean. is take this pen out here. Let me just knock these off. Now see inside there, apart from the oiliness of the strap, let me just empty this in the bin, hold on. Apart from the oiliness of the strap, this is literally, no, one second, let me get some tissue. Get some bit of tissue here. Give that a little wipe. Look at that inside there, how beautiful it is. Right, so that's how to test whether a watch has been heavily used. And I don't think this one has been heavily used. Now what we're going to do with this is take this apart. I've got to take all these crumbs off. Take this apart by unclipping this cage. So this silver thing on top here, oh my God, that's why it don't work, because I keep dropping it. You see this thing around here, the cage, this silver thing is called a cage, and that's locked on to that plastic thing that goes around. So the first thing you need to do is get yourself a screwdriver like this, lift it underneath and just take it, unclip it like that. What else? Is that all of them? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, there's one inside here. Now the one inside here, you've got to go this end and do it. Where was that? There's one here. And there's two here. So now we can take the cage off. Like so. We lift this up. And don't forget, you got a little spring there. You see it? Let me just zoom in for you. It's a little spring there. Now what I'm going to do with this is just the most very basic thing, and that's to clean the board thoroughly with some alcohol. Now when you take this up, be careful, because these has these buttons here and you don't want to drop them. So if you're doing it, make sure you're on like a little tray. So if anything falls out, at least you can catch it and you get half the chance. Because I've lost count how many times I've dropped something, even very close. Look, see that there? This is what you've got to be careful when these buttons when they come off onto the PCB board. Stick that back in here. So what was I saying? Yeah, I've lost count of how many times I've dropped something very close to me and it's just literally nowhere to be seen. Bloody hell. So we've got to be very careful with that. Right, it's a lot of bits on here, isn't it? It's very, what's the word? There's no leakage or anything, so that's all good. Right, we need a cotton bud, and I ain't got one here. Let me go upstairs and get one. Hold on. Back. I've got a little fan on here. I don't know if you can hear it in the camera. Let me turn it off. Right, so in here I've got some alcohol. All I'm going to do is put some on top like this, all the way around, get my cotton bud, and just clean all the terminals. That is, if you ever got a problem with any digital watch, especially when it's this sort of age bracket, so we're talking 35 years. I can't remember if this had the original battery in or not. I've got to look back at the video. But when a watch hasn't had that much use and it's just been lying in someone's drawer, all these components have a little grease type thing on top of it. I don't really know what it's called, but they just need a bit of a wipe over. So we just do this. This is the cheapest and probably the most cost effective and easiest thing you can do before you do anything. A little bit of dirt on there, but it's not a lot, is it? Let's give that one more. turn that round again. Just give this one more little dab. By the way, if you want to know what that is in the what that is there, I'll show you. Right, let that dry there for 2 minutes, and I'm going to just show you what it is. It's this stuff here. 99.9% pure. So if you want to get yourself some, I don't know where I bought this from. Probably eBay. Yeah. So when that little, and I've got a little tiny little bottle like this. I'll just keep it on my desk here. And when it runs out, I just top it up. But I mean, that you'll only use a couple of little drops, so that will last you forever. Right, now we cleaned this, I'm going to put this back. I'm not going to bother cleaning these terminals because they're completely fine and they are now stuck on the glass, so I don't want to disturb that contact. That goes on now. We're going to turn this round. We're going to put this back in here. Oh, before we do that, let's put this spring. So you got a, this is the piezo springs. This is for newbies, so if you don't really know, let me zoom in. So you see this little spring here. That's called a piezo spring. And on the bottom there, you see a little bit of that spring sticking out. You probably can't see it there. That's the bit that needs to be on the inside. Now, if you're unsure where this spring goes, because there's hundreds and hundreds of holes, look for the hole with a little chamfer. And I can't see it. Actually, where is that hole? I was there. You see this hole here with a little chamfer? There. That's the one the spring has to go through, but the opposite way. So it will be... It's 1, 2. Hold on, where's that? Wait, what is that hole? That doesn't even fit in there. Oh, sorry. That's the one there. Don't even know what I was on about there, which is this one here. It normally looks like the figure 9. If you could, is it out of focus? You see that hole? You see the one with the spring? It looks like a figure 9. That's the one the spring normally goes into. Right, let's put this back. When you put it back though, you just got to be careful the spring don't fall out again. So just go back like that. And then the cage will just fit on top, which will go like this. The good thing about this module, so the CMD-40 module does not come out in a big section like this. The module is actually with screws, so it comes out in parts. And to test if it's working with the CMD-40, you've got to really put it all back and do it again. But with this one, you can just test the module and got to keep putting it in and out all the time. Right, let's do an AC reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it doesn't come on. Oh my God, what has gone wrong now? Well, let's try that again. There we are. And it's still frozen. Oh no, it's not frozen. Look. There we are. See? All it needed was just that little clean. Just as simple as that. Marvellous. That did take a bit of a while though, like 3 or 4 seconds, didn't it, to start firing up. So all we got to do now is slot it back into this little gap. And lower this. You've got to be very careful with them because you don't want to hook that little circlip on. Right, let's put this, where is my grease? So we've got to put some grease. Well, so we get this. Now, which way does it go? That's the correct way. We put it inside here, flip it round, and we just cover that with some grease. God, I'll put that back. Jesus Christ. By the way, have you been on my website? What's going on here? My God, something so simple and it just goes all codswallopy wrong. Oh my God, it's stuck on my fingers now. Sorry, I had to do a Lauren Hardy theme tune there. Right, that's on. Then we put this back, which is this way. We've got the spring in there as well. Now we're going to put this back. And then we're going to give it its final test. Let me put this back. I hate this grease stuff. Ugh. I've ordered some straps for this because this is the only one that requires, I think they're 18mm. Oh my God. Oh my God, look how beautiful. Let's give that, let's just check the settings. So we're going to go here. So select. TV. So we go, make sure these working. So when you press the side buttons, on the top there you get a symbol. Marvellous. And I think the bottom one you need a TV. That's all right. I was going to say you need a TV one. But yeah, beautiful. Another little problem is this here. I think I can polish that out. Should we just do it quickly now? Let me show you what I do to get that out. I should need this frog tape. And I'm going to mask around that. Because you've got a nice matte finish on this particular watch, you don't want to get any of that resin polish. Not resin polish, it's that polywatch onto the side here. And this really does protect it quite well. Let's cut this in half. Right, now while that's on there like that, I'm going to get some of this, put a little dollop, get my little pink cloth, wherever it is, and give this a little wipe. There we are. It's not come out completely. It's tiny little lines there. But you don't want to do too much. You know, this watch is not perfect, but is very, very presentable. I would say 9 out of 10. Because what I'm looking out for is on this, is absolutely lovely, matte finish. There's no light marks anywhere where it's been on someone's sleeve. The outside is really great. It's Japan made as well. It's fully working. I would say this is hardly ever been worn. Maybe a few times, and the person probably got bored with it. I don't know. Marvellous. Anyway, you know, yesterday I bought this watch. Well, I put some new straps on it. Look. It's quite nice, isn't it? I wasn't sure whether to put black straps, but I checked in my book where these ones are still for sale. Not still for sale, sorry, in my book, the old Casio book. And it did actually come with brown straps, believe it or not. This also has the gold clasp. It's not Casio, but it's quite nice, and I quite like this. Really lovely condition as well. What I'm looking out for on these is this bezel on the edge where it says yacht timer. I don't want any scratches on there, but this one does have very, very faint little marks. But from what I've seen online, this is very, very acceptable. And it doesn't really show up unless you've got a strong light on it and your eyeballs are an inch away from that bezel. You don't really notice them. Anyway, this is going to be on the website shortly. I'm going to wait for the straps to turn up. Something else I was going to show you. I can't remember. Hope you enjoyed that video, and it's quite informative. We've got another one going. We saved another Casio from ruins. Don't forget, go on the website casiold.com, have a little browse, and if you've got any watches that you want to sell me, hit me up, ask me. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Go on my YouTube, which you're on now because you're watching, and just hit the little subscribe button. It will take you half a second and it will help the channel out a lot, and you get better videos. Right, thanks for watching. You take care. Goodbye.